brother Bahij, are you ready?
I'm ready.
يلا.
Big man.
Okay.
How's it going, big man?
all Gucci. Okay guys. اهلا وسهلا فيكم. اليوم معنا بهيج. للاشخاص اللي عادة بيسمعوني بالعربي رح جرب قد ما فينا. بهيج بتفهم عربي بس رح جرب قد ما فينا نحكي بالانجليزي. اتليست يمكن انا اسال اسئله بالعربي وبنحط سبتايتل، بس بهيج رح بيكون عم يحكي بالانجلش للعالم ما يسبونا. عم نحطكم بالاجواء من هلا. My brother Bahij, what up? Welcome to Lebanon. أنت you're always here in Lebanon, or like where do you live? Like, where are you based?
First of all, it's good to be here. Let's try this podcast thing out. It's a first for me, so the very first podcast I do. My family's based in Africa.
Okay.
And I moved to Lebanon about 3 years ago. After I was in Dubai. Before Dubai, I was in London for 5 years. Before London, I was in South African boarding school. And before boarding school, I was raised in Zambia, Africa. So
traveled the world, bro.
Zambia, then South Africa, then London, then Dubai, and now Lebanon. But obviously, I'm not here full time. So I come here a couple months and then I travel.
Okay.
So
like it's your base here.
This is my base. You can say it's my new base.
Nice. How did you get how did you get famous؟ يعني بنشوف ارقام كتير كبيرة على السوشيال ميديا on your platforms. We see big numbers, like a lot of people watch what you do on a daily basis with huge amount of audience. Like, how did you get into all of this?
So it started about 6 or 7 years ago, back in Zambia. Like after I finished university, I got on Instagram a bit late, but I used to make videos just for fun. I had about 1,000 followers, and honestly, it was no idea that I wanted to be famous or just to get big or anything. I didn't even care, but I did them for family and friends, just silly videos. And then a friend of mine who we weren't friends with at the time, he came from LA. He also was doing the same kind of thing, entertaining his friends and family. Then we met up and we're like, we should do some videos together, stuff like this. We didn't get around to doing it, but we were hanging out. And he came from LA where he knew that this was a big business. You get viral on social media, you're going to make some big money. And that's like, he had a good understanding of that. He happened to start a Just Soul page. Just Soul, the Indian guy that's famous now.
You know him, يعني أنت.
Yeah, very well. We spent like 4 years together.
I want to get him on the podcast when he's living in Lebanon. Yeah.
Maybe one day, we'll see.
أكيد.
But he does work for my friend's dad. Okay, and then Saeed. What's up, Saeed? And he's a mechanical engineer. So I don't know what got into my friend's mind one day. He just decided to make a video of him. He opened an account for him, and he was dropping a couple of videos. Then he dropped one video that went super viral.
وأنت كنت فيه؟
No, this was just so.
Okay.
And then from there, long story short, we kind of hung out, all three of us, and we'd sit and make content together.
Okay.
Indirectly, I would also make content on my page, and my page started to grow. A couple times, I would feature me and Sul, and we'd just make content. And then I realized that some of my videos were starting to go viral, and then we just took it from there.
It was randomly, يعني it started.
Super random. Like I don't think any of us could have expected what was going to happen.
شو كنت تعمل قبلها؟ يعني أنت قبل ما تبلش تعمل funny video، إنه شو كان قد كان عمرك يعني؟
I was about 26.
يعني كنت already you've built your life in a way or another. شو كانت what?
No, I was a lost case. I had no job.
كنت الضغط. كنت أبو ضغطة.
Actually, yeah.
Gym bros. اليوم الحلقة كل الجيم بروز all our gym bros is what are watching today. لأنه عنا the goat of fitness. هلا بعدين بنحكي على الفتنس هيدا later on. So بدي أعرف يعني did you see إنه أنت you're going to continue with creating content once you saw one video blowing up? Like
at first we didn't really understand what was gonna, like, at least I didn't understand that you could make a living off social media. So I was kind of just enjoying the process, having fun with the videos. It was more for the joy of creating than it was for business. But then when I realized my dad was on my case about getting serious and working, then we started to have a problem because I am initially supposed to take over my father's businesses. We have a family business in Africa. And I just, because I'm more of an artistic person, more of the, on the creative.
Your art,
you've been in my house.
You're on a next level, dude.
Thank you.
وخصوصا بالانسكس وهيك ما بعرف هيدي شو التريب تبعولتك بس.
I'm raised in Africa, you know. I'm just addicted to like creatures and animals and stuff. Because where I grew up, it's very likely you'll be sitting in the garden 1 minute, a cobra or a puff adder passes in front of you. It's normal. So I always used to. So I had my dad on my case about starting to work, and I didn't really want to work at the time with my father. So it kind of came to a position where he's like, okay, if you don't want to work with me, then I'm gonna cut you off, basically.
أكيد.
He was doing it out of a place of love, but it was rough. So he cut me off. So that means he stopped giving me any monthly income, which in the States or something, it's adi, you know, in 18, you have to get your own living. Unfortunately, with us, I didn't learn that lesson. So I'm also stubborn. And I was like, okay, fuck it. I don't want your money. But I struggled because really, the last gesture he did for me was that he paid for my apartment for a year in Dubai. He said, okay, go sort yourself out in Dubai, because at that time I got an office job.
Okay.
Like I was just doing anything. Like I'm not the kind of guy that you can put in an office, but I said anything to leave the country. Like I felt like I was trapped.
من وين لوين؟
From Zambia to Dubai.
زامبيا ما كنت مرتاح هونيك؟
No, it's just I'm a creative, like I told you. I need more opportunities. There's basically not like where I'm raised. I love Zambia.
Understand your vision in a way or another.
It's not for somebody with my kind of vision. There's other things you can pursue in Zambia, but not at that time, especially as a creative and social media and stuff. But people were just getting on the internet then. The world was already 10, 15 years advanced.
Okay.
Keep in mind, I lived in a third world country, although it's one of the nicest countries. No, you guys are nothing compared to where I'm from. It's much tougher. Oh yeah, they're quite soft. They complain about everything. You want to see real stuff, come live in a third world country, and the people there barely complain. In Africa, they're just happy with little. It's very.
They're happy with little.
Yeah.
That's why there's no.
They're content, Habibi. You don't because.
No,
there's a lot of money, but obviously the poverty rate is very high. But they just learned a way of living to be content with what they have. Unlike in many other countries where they're just always wanting more and more and more, the Africans have a very nice way of living and just be happy with what you've got. Like they would make a football out of plastic bags. Yeah, and they just roll it up, and they make it into a ball, and they play, and they have fun.
Nice.
I can't imagine somebody here playing with plastic bags for a ball. They'd be depressed. But see, it's all about your perspective, how you choose to look on life.
طب once انت نقلت غيرت بلد وبلشت تعمل كونتنت، يعني انت بلشت تعمل كونتنت مع عالم تانية. يعني هيك كان ستيلك، ما كنت لحالك لا؟
No, it was mostly my own videos. I only started collaborating later as people got in touch with me, as my account grew. So I went to Dubai, I tried an office job for 3 months. I said, fucking no way. You can't put me in an office. Like I hate waking up at a certain time, especially when I'm working for somebody else. You know?
ما رح أقول إنه يعني you're not again يعني what you do in a way or another أنت غير إنه you're a content creator. انت entrepreneur يعني بس بفيلد معين اللي هي بالسوشيال ميديا.
Very specific niche at that time.
Very very specific niche.
Being a creative does not mean I did not have an entrepreneurship mind. It's just that you have to direct your efforts in a different way completely. Whereas, I mean, I studied in university. I studied art, media, and design, fine arts as well. So, painting, sculpting. This is what I studied. This was my. Yeah, I draw, I paint. So you can imagine for like an Arab father, that was kind of like, what the fuck is my son doing? He wants to be an artist. At that time, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. Honestly, I was lost. But I had a passion for art, so I pursued that. At the time, I wasn't very studious either, so...
طيب وهلا شو بتقول له لأبو بهيج after what you've done on social media يعني عم تجيب millions برو views يعني.
Yeah, but you see, I had to work.
عن جد والله إنه إذا ابنك برو إجا لعندك وقال لك إنه أنا بدي أعمل شيء تاني كليا تعطيه الأوبن تعطيه الفريدم يعني.
No, listen, if you're going to look at it from the perspective of my father, he's a businessman. It's all about the numbers game. Okay. Are you making money or not? Okay. I don't care what the fuck you do. At the end of the day, are you able to look after yourself? That's what he cares about. So, I mean, even though I was big on social media, I still wasn't making an income. So my dad is like, clearly this option you've chosen, it's not proving anything. So then I remember I got my first contract, a sponsorship, and that was huge for me. I was about 1,000 followers, but that contract came, and from a guy that was earning $0, because you know my dad told me, you think it's easy making money? Go try and make $1,000. I'd be like, what, $1,000? Easily I could make that. So when I was sitting there on my ass doing nothing, the $1,000 was hard to make, and I struggled. But all of a sudden, boom, they reached out to me. They gave me a very nice contract for at that time, and over 1 year. So I got the news, and I went and I told my father. I was like, my dad was taking a nap on the couch after work. So I kind of woke him up. I'm like, Dad, I got so and so amount for 1 year. He just looked at me like this.
فكر حلم بيحلم يمكن.
Not even. He didn't believe. Didn't believe.
حلم بعده حلم.
He told me, come back to me when the contract signed, and about it. So it was very hardcore, you know. If he did not see the money or something, he didn't believe. Because I had a lot of like promises.
فهمت شو قصدي يعني إذا أنت بعد ما شفت المصاري وفي كتير content, there's a lot of content creators that do content but they struggle to monetize their social media يعني especially in Lebanon. So what do you think أنت إذا بدك تعطي tips خي لحدا عن جد إنه شو تعملوا على أي أساس يشتغلوا كسوشيال ميديا؟
It's a tough question, man, because I never approached it at that perspective. But I found you have to find your niche, find what you're good at, and then you have to really be as creative as possible in that niche. Because now with social media at this time, everyone's been there, done that. So what are you gonna do that's different?
Yeah, especially on the comedy videos.
I mean, it's still, if you have a specific comedy style, you can stand out. It's hard though, but if you're good, you can stand out. But then again, everyone's copying everyone now. So how do you stand out? It's you have to have original content.
بيعملوا لك copy?
Oh, plenty.
شو بتقولهم?
You know, I used to get mad, but then I think copying is the ultimate form of flattery. But it was frustrating, you know, that I would see some accounts in LA. I'm not gonna name names.
Okay.
But they're some of the biggest.
We know you.
I see you, dog.
I see you, dog.
Don't think I didn't see that. But they would copy my content. Like it's a very unique concept idea, you know.
Fucking bastard.
Yeah. No, I'll keep that to myself. It's like I said, it's flattery.
Yeah.
But it would be nice, especially I saw one other Arab creator who's very big in the States. Like, give a bit of credit, like where it's due. You know, you used my idea, and it did very well for you. Fuck it, just say thanks for the idea. So small, it would have been even
it's
just
ethics, bro.
Just a gesture. It's just a gesture. So, yeah, I had a lot of people copy my stuff. A lot of pages reposted my stuff without tagging me. A lot of people in the fitness industry would post my video or copy it. So I'm used to it. Like, unfortunately for me, the luck I didn't have was some of my videos would go viral and then they'd get reposted everywhere and nobody would know where to follow me. I didn't get no tags.
كان عم بيجيك الفيو عم بيشوفوا وجهك you're getting recognized بس ما كان في platform.
They didn't know where to follow. So actually every country I go to, like, it's not right now after like my videos went viral, there's not one country I've been to where I don't get recognized.
Minimum, bro. قد عم بتجيب views على Facebook.
But then they don't know my name. So they say, man, you're the guy I see on,
بس انت مش
and they do this.
تحكي يعني
ما خاص. It's not about whether you talk or not. They've seen my face, but they don't know my name. Because they've seen the videos on the internet, but there's no tag, no name, no nothing. So yeah, it was a tough road. So I didn't get all the. I mean, if you really care about it, it's gonna bother you. But like I said, I didn't start this thing because I want to be super famous. Just enjoying the process. Like it's been maybe once or twice I almost deleted my Instagram.
لا لا شو صار معك يعني ليش؟
I was just over it. When you get into the social media space.
شو الشيء اللي بيضايقك خيال لتفكر بهيك فكرة بهيك الطريقة؟ إذا في عندك
It's stressful, man. It's very stressful.
بأي معنى؟ يعني للي ما عم بيفهم عليك ليه ستريسفول إذا أنت بدك تيجي تنزل فيديو بيضحك؟
First of all, you're under the pressure of the public eye. They watch your video, they don't like it, they're gonna let you know it's shit. So you're pressured to put out good content. You put one shit one that you put effort in, and that's it. Boom. They don't like it. You have to take it off. And that's a lot of hard work. Luckily, at that time, we weren't investing money, you know, to make the videos. We'd just grab a phone and hey, hold. It was simpler. So when the account grew, and then you had to take up the level of your content, it's much more stress because now you're also paying for the content to be made by a good videographer and stuff like this. So I mean, advice for guys like fine, make it look professional, but try keep it simple. If you have a good skill to keep a video simple and low budget, that's because you can make it consistently.
Like before we continue our convo, our sponsor House of Music جايبنا قنينة الكول جين ستروبري بازل. And
No, I'm good. I'll stick to tea.
Gym body.
Yeah.
Gym body ما بيشيل شو بدنا نقول له. No worries.
I'll stick to some
coffee,
warm tea.
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 House of Music مشكور لك من الباكجينج الدرينك اليوم ان شاء الله ما نسكر عم يعملوا يورتي هلا بعد شوي let me بس pour my drink. سبيكينج شو كنا عم نحكي عن السوشيال ميديا انت وين بلشت اول شيء فيديوهات على فيسبوك؟
Instagram.
دغري بلشت كنت انستا؟
Yeah.
وهلا on what platform؟
Every platform imaginable. Facebook,
انت
Insta,
think انه بتعمل
TikTok.
فيديو people can repost they can relate to it in a way or another so that's why your content go viral بطريقة كتير سريعة. ها هي.
It's kind of like Mr. Bean style.
Exactly. بس انه Mr.
above.
Jim style.
Exactly, above Mr. Bean. But like, I mean, why his comedy was universal is because he didn't use language. So, do you need some help there, buddy?
لا I was trying to do ASMR.
Okay.
حبيبي شايف عضلاتي. شايف عضلاتي كنت 170 كيلو. I was 170 kilograms. هلا I'm a gym body.
How much do you weigh now?
شو؟
How much do
78 79.
Oh.
Yeah,
170 to 79.
I've lost like 100 pounds,
So you
100 kilos, but I gained muscle again.
You were a whole baby whale.
I was the weight, not baby weight. I was the weight. I was the weight, bros. Cheers man.
Cheers, bro.
I would love هيك لو كنت تشرب معنا الكحول بس ما بتشيل ف.
Another time.
رح أسكر أنا لحالي اليوم. You were telling me that قد ايه غير قد ايه it changed. إذا بدك حطها على الطاولة. No worries. Okay, so bro, a lot of things changed لما I've lost like 100 kilos because like first of all شلت 2 people من جسمي يعني which is
That's like you removed me. I'm 100 kilos now. It's like me and a
بهيج
person.
انت قد اثنين يعني so انا عرفت شو قلت 2 people على القد so a lot of psychological things change like when I changed my mentality my perspective on life I noticed your body is 100% a reflection of your thoughts. As you're happy and you know what you want in life, automatically you're going to understand the concept you have one body, that one physical body that you're going to live with the whole in your whole life. So it's your only vehicle. And this is when your mental strength comes in. And I would love to know your opinion about the connection of your body and your mind physically since إنه اسم الله عليك يعني ف give me I truly believe that you have a solid opinion about this. And what you've done bro is not normal. Like honestly this is not normal. I've seen your pictures like the Google Maps.
Thank you. That's when I was a bit stricter. That was before my injury. I mean, your body, like you said, it's a reflection of your character as well. I mean, when you look at somebody fit, unfortunately, for guys like me, it's a lot of the time, women will say, oh my God, he's so vain. He works on his body and muscles and he has to have abs and this and that. Like, their first, well, this was actually usually, back when I was growing up, it wasn't the trend, it wasn't the it thing to have muscles and be buff. Believe it or not, it wasn't that in. And girls really didn't, they were not into the bodybuilding look or like extreme. No, I've never been fat.
كنت من انت وصغير او كي كنت
I was a baby gorilla.
you show bro Bahij showed me a picture. I swear to God it's not يعني I've never seen something like this. I swear to God Bahij he was like قد ايه تسعة
5 years old.
5 years old. ما بعرف اذا فينا نفرجي هالصورة.
We can pop it up.
Here. برو الزلمة مقصم الزلمة ميني بهيج من انت وصغير so it's genetics.
Yeah, even the picture.
يعني?
You can show them the picture of me at 15 as well. I was very strong. I only started weightlifting at 26 because bodybuilding was the least thing I was interested in. I was not into bodybuilding or gym in that fact at all. Like my goal was, my dream was to be. This falls back to why I was so lost after university, because my main goal in life was to be a professional athlete. So I was very good in swimming, football, and rugby specifically.
It's obvious.
Yeah. So, like, despite how I look, I was very fast. I was very strong. I mean, I could leap. I could literally grab the basketball rim. I'm 5'9". I'm not that tall, but I could literally get up to just about here on the basketball rim.
انت you have physical strength بطريقة مش مظبوطة. Like I've seen a video of you dancing شي هيك.
Break dance.
ما بعرف إذا it's muscle connection. It's like muscle connection.
Mind-muscle connection.
You can control every muscle بجسمك برو لأنه no way حدا بيحجمك. No fucking way حدا بيحجمك يقدر يعمل اللي انت بتعمله. And this is unique. وانا بعتقد نص العالم اللي بيتابعوك هن من ورا هالشيء والله.
You see, that's actually something not many people notice, by the way. It's like, okay, because they all think I'm on steroids.
You're not on steroid?
No.
انت you're natural.
That's why those 2 pictures of me as a
لا
kid.
عن جد؟
Yeah, never. If you want to check, like, the fastest way to check someone's natty claim, just look at his calves. Is that showing?
بهيج
Is that showing? That's like the.
بطت اشرح قد مات.
So, like, if someone does claim they're natty, just look at his calves straight away.
شوفوا كعب اجره.
Oh, I'm very flexible, by the way.
Like compete انا كمان. I am flexible.
No, I think I'll just put you to shame. Hold on. I'll show you something cool.
رورو كيف بروم الكاش.
Stay on there. I'll go to the mirror.
خليني اشرب. كمل بهيج كمل.
Weird.
اكيد فرجينا.
Like, my body was able to do like a bunch of weird stuff, you know.
لا.
You see, I was like, it's called hypermobility.
رو هايبر موبيليتي رو. شو عم تعمل بهيج؟ لا no way شو مان شو عم تحكي انت؟
Before I had my operation on my shoulder from rugby, I used to, like, if you put me in handcuffs, I used to bring my hands back to the front. So, like, I could easily do this and go backwards. But after my operation, I don't really do it much. I used to do the splits, backflips, all this stuff.
Backflip.
Yeah, I used to break dance. Now 100 kilos.
برو يمكن ما بعرف كثير عن جد.
But back to the point of what we were saying, what do you see yourself as? Like, why do you pursue fitness? It's because I believe it's a good indicator of somebody's character. Are they disciplined? Do they look after themselves? You know, it's whereas as I was saying before, it was more frowned upon if you had big muscles. Now it's people admire it. It's the it thing now. Back when we were growing up, it wasn't cool to walk around with muscles and this and that. It wasn't as cool as you think. Like you always get frowned upon, or someone will look and be like, "Oh, so you're a bodyguard or what?" شو انت bodyguard?
طب وهي صارت ترند يعني؟
Oh,
انه
now-
انت بتقول انه هي ترند؟
Right now, every
is a trend.
every kid wants to. They're all jumping on steroids.
طب شيء بيزعل يعني ولا؟
No, it's good. I'm happy people are looking after their health and what. I mean, I've always been an advocate for being into fitness, but I used to do it the right way because in sports, if you took steroids, you were cheating. So to me, that was like if we're all trying to get to a top spot. In my school, because I went to a school that was focused in sports specifically. To get to the top rugby team, the first team, you have to go through 6 other teams. So there's 6 teams of guys waiting to take your spot at the top.
يا واطي.
So I played first team. I actually played first team, all the sports, rugby, swimming, all that stuff. And like we'd get drug tested also in school. And it's like if I had to think about it, if someone came and made the first team and took my place, but he was taking steroids, I'd be fucking pissed.
برو كتير بتعطي فرق ستيرويدز.
Oh yeah.
يعني فسر لي اكيد you've seen people مش نورمال يعني انا انه اوكي رواق بس قد ايه بدها تفرق؟ شيء
Your
تاني
strength,
يعني
your
اذا انت
recovery.
بتاخد ستيرويد شو بصير؟ اذا انت بتاخد هلا فوق شو انت؟
If
فهمت؟ بصير يطير بهيج بصير دغري يعني اوكي I'm gonna fly.
probably it would, especially if I'm like if you a hyper reactor to steroids, then your body blows up. I think I would be, you know, like even if I train naturally, I grow. I actually don't want to grow. I don't want to get smaller. But the side effects of the steroids outweighs the benefits.
It shrinks your balls.
Because what you're doing is you're putting a synthetic testosterone in your body. And then as a result of that, your testicles say, okay, shit, so there's enough testosterone in here. In fact, there's an excess, so we switch off. So then they shrink in size. And then when you stop taking the testosterone or steroids, your body kind of goes into shock. It's like, hey, you need to wake up down there. You know, they're just sleeping, you know? So your sex drive gets ruined. You might not ever be able to have kids. Those are just some of the small list. There's a list of...
to show their to grow.
Ego is a big thing in the fitness industry, you know. Sometimes it's just like I want to show, oh, I'm the biggest or the strongest or the best.
This is not the concept.
No, they go against, exactly. They go completely against what the goal of fitness is.
Milliard.
To be healthy and fit and look good and feel good. Most importantly is feel good. But most of these guys that you say, oh my God, they look amazing, most of them feel shit. They're depressed, they're in funny moods. It plays with your hormones, so you're not thinking straight all the time. Very, very moody when you go on steroids. And the effect on women is probably worse than the effect on men.
في عالم في البنات بياخدوا ستيرويدز
Probably some of your favorite fitness chicks take steroids. You wouldn't know unless I'd look at it properly.
والله بدك ليك طب صار عن جد no offense so we're just giving our opinion. يا خي البنت انت مع انه تكون جاكت يعني بتلاقي بنت اذا بتورتك كف بتضعجك.
I mean, if I want that, I'll just date another guy, no? Right?
كتير أنعن الزلمة كتير أنعن.
I like the women to be... They can be strong with muscles as well, or they could not be.
Good bunda.
Big bunda.
Big bunda.
Bunda muito grande.
Bueno, como estás?
Sim. Se eu falar português, this was Portuguese, big bunda. So anyway, like, I don't know, it's hard to say what I prefer. I think some athletic looking girls have very good bodies. I think some women a bit curvier also have very good bodies.
As long as you're fit,
A man of good tastes, my friend. I'm a connoisseur.
اكيد بناخذ وحده من كل شيء نو وريز الاول نحن يا على قد هيك. طيب في بنات بياخذوا ستيرويد بياخذوا تستوستيرون.
Yeah.
طيب هذا شو بنعمل
خلاص then it's the worst. Her voice gets deeper. Her clit gets bigger. She might not also be able to have kids. Fuck you. For a woman, it's more.
يعني you're playing with your edits, with
It's
your
more.
settings.
Yeah, you're less likely to recover properly than.
في نغير
than a male.
settings يا
Yeah.
بنغير settings.
Big time. 'Cause it changes everything. It's harder to go back to your feminine state after taking steroids. But a man, anyway, he's more likely to recover.
بس قد ايه يعني برو في كتير يعني out of يعني في حساب في 10 اشخاص عن جد في شي 3 او 4 out of 10 people عم ياخذوا هالاخبار اتليست بلبنان. شو رايك لللبنانيز بيبل؟ انت لبناني وانا برايي انا I've seen كتير عالم بلبنان وشاطت كمان في شربل ماي براذر كمان كتير I love what he do وانتوني وسترينث انجينير هودي شاطت كمان تذكرتهم. يعني سترينث انجينير برو هو من اكتر اشخاص يعني نو واي بشوف ستورياته بصير يعني كأني اخذت بري ورك والله العظيم لانه he knows what he's talking about الزلمه والله العظيم I respect him. بس في كتير عالم غير ايجو ليفتنج وغير هالتبات كلها بياخدوا هرمونز بطريقه مثل اتس دراج برو.
That's addictive.
They're fucked up.
It's addictive. That's why I would never get down that rabbit hole because there's no coming out. يعني
ما في حدا بتسأله بيقول لك ايه يعني بيقول لك ايه اعملها كله بيقول لك لا.
No, there's many people that want to do it. You know, let's not kid ourselves. They want
they
to.
don't push. يعني من بعد ما they experienced it they don't push.
Yeah, if they're honest, but most of the guys that start don't stop, or they don't stop until it's too late. It's very
People
tricky.
die from it.
Oh yeah, plenty. Just type in YouTube bodybuilder deaths. In the last 2-3 years, there was
That's not the point, guys. والله العظيم يعني if you wanna go to the gym, just go to the gym تكون انت healthy. يعني خيالك. عندي سؤال، إذا بدك تنقي سيارة وحدة كل حياتك تسوقها كل حياتك شو بتكون؟ What car would you choose if you had بس بتضلك عم تهتم فيها شو هي السيارة بتاخدها؟
Are you talking about my dream car or something?
لا the only car that you're going to buy مرة بحياتك وتضلك عم تسوقها كل حياتك.
That's a tough question, man.
يلا.
If I lived in a country with nice roads, I like how we just jumped completely to a different topic.
هلا انت ما رح تفهم شيء. اوكي كمل.
I think it would be I'm not a BMW fan at all.
Okay.
But I would take a BMW 8 Series, the old one.
Okay.
Take it to Mansouri and get Mansouri to do it up and drive that all my life.
انسى كل شيء قلته.
You're talking about my body?
انسى كل شيء قلته. This is the exact example that I'm trying to give you. And you have one fucking vehicle that you're going to use كل حياتك. وإذا you don't do your maintenance, you're gonna fuck up. And this is the thing that I'm trying to say. If you're going to buy this BMW,
you just made me give you this fucking explanation of what car I would drive. I thought you were seriously asking me what car do you want.
أنا صرت أقول براسي إنه إن شاء الله يا الله بيفوت لي فيها بيستونات وما بيستونات و V8
With a V8 supercharged engine, I'm gonna put a Hemi in that bitch. Just give me the fucking metaphor. Your body is a vehicle you'll only drive once. Why did you have to لففني fucking مليون circle?
خلينا نصب درينك براسي. هلا انت بكل الحلقه رح تشرب شي 15 شاي. بتعرف انه this is the only podcast لهلا بعد ما طلعت بالايباد ولا
بعدين قال لك انه اول بودكاست له. انا واو هيك
انا برو انت كيف اول بودكاست لك مع انه ما حدا قال لك ولا انت
Just never get around to doing it.
نايس والله انه اول بودكاست له. هو مش حيلا بودكاست يعني most of the podcasts that you're going to do يعني later on they're going to be fake بمحلات انه يجي هيك خلص just do what the fuck you want just نوصل للجول تبعنا والهدف تبعنا من الكونفرسيشن. It was good. سوري برانك كانت ما عملنا شيء. شو كنا عم نقول؟ كنا عم نحكي عن content creation و most of the people struggle to monetize their social media. What do you think people should, at least in Lebanon, since you're Lebanese, how can they go outside of the box, outside of the region بطريقة من الطرق? How can they monetize?
I mean, first step, you're obviously not looking for sponsors in Lebanon. There's barely anyone that pays money here, to be honest. So you want to expand to the Middle East. Do content that you can probably reach the whole Middle East region, where they do put quite a lot, they invest quite a lot in their social media. The next step after that, you want to think internationally. So if your content is only in Arabic, for example, you're going to struggle, because then you've only got the Middle East. Either you do content like sometimes where I do, it's English, or no words at all.
The Middle East is small, and no.
Or when you have a demographic of the whole world versus Middle East. Because social media, you're not limited by anything. The world is your oyster, because through that phone you can reach the world. So why only limit yourself by what you say and do?
Right now, bro. Like, I don't feel bad, but I do believe something that I cannot express myself the same way that I'm going to express myself in Arabic. So, and the people that I'm going to invite to my podcast, in this case scenario, are going to be Lebanese, and the audience is Lebanese, or in the Arab region. So I don't know, like, it's gonna be a unique podcast. Like right now I'm talking in English, usually I don't do that. So it's gonna be ما بعرف. هلا I feel bad.
No, bro, don't feel bad.
It makes sense لأن
you have to start somewhere. So start where you're strong. I didn't say don't do Middle East.
Strong where
Start where you're strong.
Strong where you start.
So don't not do Middle East. And I do content for the Middle East, come on. I want all the markets. So you do want to get as many viewers from the Middle East as you can. Once you've done that, is what I'm saying, you reach out.
طب لك what's your goal بالكونتنت اللي عم تعمله؟ لوين بدك توصل؟ رح تضلك هيك تجرب تلاقي فيديوهات انه في عندك كبهيج قبل ما انت تروح تنام عشية خي، عندك جول، يعني بتشيل يمكن تقول لي برو انا I love خي واحد عايش مدري وين يشوف الفيديو تبعولي يضحك.
100%. That's
this
my
is
main
your main goal.
That's my main driver. Like, that's why I don't get disappointed. It's like you just enjoy the process. So my goal is to reach as many people as I can. Kind of, it's like, because a lot of people send me messages like, oh, man, you really put a smile on my day to day. I was super upset. Or some people have gone even much deeper, you know, depression and this and that. And you don't think you have that impact, but a lot of people are very affected by what you put out. So when you put out content like humor is something very strong. It reaches a lot of people.
The comedy content is they don't pay much on YouTube بكوميدي غير إذا كان عم تعمل niche content. يعني أنت your niche is very wide. How can you somehow?
No, YouTube pays you on views unless they're not gonna monetize that video.
أنت you make money from sponsorship أكتر شيء يعني.
Right now that's my focus. But if you are really successful in your social media endeavors, you're gonna do really well if you can get paid from YouTube, the main one. I've done it, bro. I just have never been so serious with my social media. Like I was doing it too much for fun, where I should have gotten a bit serious with it. But I think that's what a creative kind of just enjoys the process rather than thinking about the money aspect. Also, I mean, it also helps. Like I'm comfortable with my family. You know, I've never been in a position where, except for when my father cut me off. But even then, he's gonna cut me off. I'm basically the only son. I'm probably the one who's gonna take over the family business.
أنت ما عندك إخوة؟
I have 2 sisters, but I mean.
You're the only guy.
Not that we're being gender specific, but anyone can do. But
in the Middle East, all the parents think إنه خلاص إنه إذا في if there's a dude or a son, he's going to take the business legacy and the family vision, and they probably forget about the person's goal and stuff. And this is what happened with you, yeah.
No, most probably. And yeah, so where were we now? We're talking about. You kind of lost me.
Your dad is the business كيف بيفكروا الأهل هون.
So I was very comfortable.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't pursue a financial perspective on I want to make money. Now I just do it like, okay, make a decent amount to keep you going. I didn't have this goal that I want to I want to get famous and I want to get rich. I find that's a bit shallow. So I wouldn't have enjoyed it if it was just primarily for that. I just enjoy making people laugh, and I have a good time filming the videos. And that's it. And
you
just
do stuff that is relatable by a lot of people, like, you know. You do stuff that is relatable by a lot of people, you know. مثلا you talk about fitness, like a little bit teasing about sexual stuff, يعني a touch, not in a vulgar way, يعني.
Yeah.
And this is I love that, because there's a lot of content creators that are really vulgar in a way that their content cannot reach all kind of audiences.
I have to keep in mind I've got kids that follow me. So
ما هي
I'm not going to be one of those content creators that sells their soul and just puts out rubbish, you know. I am mindful of being PG to an extent. I am mindful that you're reaching out to a younger audience. And just I'm careful, you know.
طب لك أنا عرفت your goal بالcontent. بدي أعرف your goal physically. يعني ما بعتقد أنت إنسان رواق، شكله رواق. يعني أنت إذا حدا شافك رح بيقول بلا هاي won't fuck up with them. يعني من الآخر يعني. شو الجول تبعولك؟ أنت قطعت already، عملت كات، صرت كتير فيزيك، كتير يعني clean, lean. So what's your goal هلا حاليا؟ ولا مرة فكرت تعمل competing مثلا؟
I did one competition. It's not the IFBB, but it was WBFF. I had no coach. I had a diet that someone just sent me, so I kind of roughed it. I didn't follow it specifically.
بس زبط برو.
I got there.
هيك ملا منظر.
Yeah, but it was more genetics, because I still kind of cheated in the meal prep, but I was lucky that my genetics made up for it. So I looked good on stage. I got a pro card. I never competed again. Then I wanted to compete again now recently. Then I got injured. I had a knee injury. I blew my quadriceps tendon. So that put me back a lot. That's the 4th surgery I've had. But my goal, I think I'll do one last time. If I can get this leg back up to its normal looking state, I'll try. My goal, and it's a big goal. It's quite audacious, you know. I said it's like I'm reaching far, but I don't feel too far. I want to go to the Olympia and place top 10 as a natural. Mr. Olympia, that's like the main stage in classic physique.
Are you working towards it? يعني انه براسك انا بهيج رح فوت واعمل وصير بمستر اولمبيا. يعني you're gonna compete with the
If I didn't think I could do it,
compete with big people, bro.
It's not that I'm not saying I'm gonna win.
لا ما حدا قال win.
But and the only reason, don't keep in mind, I'm also very confident in my physique. You know, I think if I had to take steroids, I'd stand a very good chance in that conversation. And that's not me being arrogant.
Steroids with food?
Oh yeah, it's not tested. It's everyone's on steroids. So I think if I took steroids, I'd be in that conversation, easy top 3. And that's not an arrogant way to say it. I just believe in myself that much. Like I feel like you have to be realistic. But when you look at a bodybuilding perspective, you check ratios: wide shoulders, small waist, big legs, big calves, and you start to add it up. Could you fit in or no? If I didn't have 1 or 2 or 3 of the things, I'd say it's a nice goal, but it's not for me. I think I'm being realistic with it. So I want to make it as a natural. Why as a natural? First of all, I care about my health. Second of all, everyone's on steroids. What if I could be that one guy that made it on stage natural, which are they gonna look at and say, holy shit?
ايه انه they're gonna say انه لحظة شوي.
Yeah, he did it natural. Yeah. So I want that. I want to be one of the only ones that has that bragging right.
Like speaking of competition وهيك انه انت لما تكون بcompetition مع حدا those people might betray you in a way or another, and especially if you're big on social media like you are. Have you ever got betrayed from people?
Oof.
Like what's
Plenty. That's one of the reasons
خبرنا
that
شيء مثلا، خبرنا شيء انت قلت براسك fuck كيف عمل فيي هيك الزلمة.
there's so many.
So many. خبرنا شيء برو.
Well, one more
شو
recently.
تعلمت منه انه ليه هيك؟
Don't trust. It's very hard to trust people, especially in the fitness industry. مش بس fitness, in the social media industry.
ايه ما انا السوشيال ميديا
Yeah, it's a dog eat dog world. Everyone wants to climb to the top. They don't give a fuck how they get there. They look at you not as a friend but as a stepping stone.
ايه على الأقل.
If they are much bigger than you, or let's say you have a friend and you're kind of both creating content.
Okay.
If one goes and gets much bigger, he forgets about that other guy that did not grow. This, I'm not saying that happened to me. I'm telling you an experience. And then you have people that are at a very big level in social media. If you are less than them, they don't give a shit about you. Which is maybe to their loss as well. You know, not everyone had the same opportunity or chance. You might find a guy that has 5K followers who's more creative than a guy with 5 million followers.
Exactly.
But he didn't get the opportunity. So it doesn't mean he's any less good.
مش هو he creates the opportunity. Like I don't believe انه it's wrong انه to collab with people and take كسروا الساد بس انه رواق. لك شو مشكلتك انت مع الحشرات؟ فيني افهم؟ فيك تفسر لي؟
When I was a kid, I just used to. I think a lot of people don't know this, but I grew up in the bush. Literally, in Zambia.
Yeah.
It was, we grew up, our house was in the bush. So every morning you wake up, you go around the garden and you just find every single insect. I used to play with them and take them in the house.
Yeah.
My mom used to get upset if I brought a snake in the house or a tarantula. But I used to do all those things.
Like أنا ما عندي إشكال مع الحشرات. I respect the insect like I respect the human. والله العظيم يعني أنا this is the thing. This is the way I think. I believe that everything is.
Then why is there a dead cockroach in your house?
I brought it here just to.
Cockroach lives matter, bro. He said it, bro. I respect the insects like I respect the human.
بس like no I respect.
ما تزيدها.
ما تزيدها سكوت. إذا شفت صرصور دعسه. والله كل البنات أصلا.
عشان يعمل لي حاله بودا.
أنا ما عندي very far بس إنه رواق. هلا اصلا كل البنات رح يعملوا لي ديسلايك لانه بحب الصراصير وانت كمان بتحب الصراصير. Like have you ever tried doing شو اسمه stand up comedy او شيء هيك؟
No, honestly that's one thing. كتير بشيل.
طيب وليه ما بتعمل هيك شيء؟
I get too nervous. I'm too
nervous.
Stand up comedy is very cutthroat, man. Either you're really good, because it's not like you can sit there and plan and ask somebody is this good or not. I mean, I guess you can, your routine, but if you bomb, you bomb. I don't know if I'm willing to bomb in front of a stage. I feel like I'd be good. I have a stand-up routine written on my phone, by the way. I just never done it.
لا يعني please try.
I should try, but it's.
حس بتزبط كتير يعني.
People think it's easy. It's very hard.
It's not easy.
It's very hard. Stand-up comedy, like you have to give respect to the stand-up comedians that are good. They're very good. It's a very hard because it's even harder than acting. Because it's a live interaction. Yeah, it's a live interaction. Either you get the reaction or you don't.
في عالم يعني I've seen many clips إنه مثلا من الأودينس بيطلع بيقول شيء.
A heckler.
ودغري they should respond instantly على هيدا يعني.
Yeah, you have to be smart. The comedians are. People underrate comedians big time. They're very intelligent people. Very high emotional IQ as a comedian.
Like we took a cigarette break.
No, we did not take a cigarette break.
هون دغري بنكملها بدك. We did not take a cigarette break. We didn't take a break.
You took a cigarette break. I took a breather.
he took a breather. Like I drink alcohol. I smoke cigarettes. I'm healthy in a way or another. But at the same time, بصير فكر إنه خي how can I quit smoking or how can I
هاش كيف افكر فيها. I smoke بعد شوي بدي اقول كراك.
لا يا خيي لا يا بهيج نحن مش
say
بفلوريدا اليوم هون مش بLA حبيبي كيف انت بلبنان بيجوا بيحملوني من هون. I don't do this stuff. I don't do this. I'm against everything that is chemical. لا عن جد for real.
No, we're just playing, guys.
Test me. So speaking of fitness, our gym bros wanna know what do you listen بالgym?
What do I listen to?
ايه انه no way يعني هيدا just can you بس قرب هيك شوي.
What do I listen to in the gym?
ايه انه في عالم بيسمعوا بعرفهم they listen to opera و they listen to classic music.
Yeah, and I've got three very specific genres.
Okay.
I listen to hip hop, I listen to deep house, and I listen to heavy metal. Each one depends on what I'm working out. So if I'm training legs and it has to be hardcore, it's like Slipknot and stuff like that. Very heavy metal. It's just something about the tempo and the loudness of that makes you push very hard. Back day, I would say, is a deep house day. Feel good. You still have to go hard, but it's nice. You enjoying. Because like leg day for me, it's like a day of torture. You have to consider today. I'm not looking forward to leg day, but when I get it done, I'm gonna be very happy.
What's your favorite workout day? Back?
I'll get there. Then chest is hip hop. Chest and shoulders. Why? Because you got that chest pump on you, just like, 50 Cent, you know, and you're just like, you're feeling yourself and you look in the mirror. Chest day is the day your chest is full like a chicken cock. Your chest is full. And you're just pumping, you're flexing, you're peacocking in the gym on chest day. So it's more of a hip hop, feel a bit gangster. Back day is a deep house, like you're a bit in a party mood. Leg day, it's you fucking mosh pit, you're going nuts. My favorite day, it's funny, it used to be legs, because that was my strongest body part. But after the injury, it's a fucking...
شو صار معك بالانجري يعني؟
My...
كانت ايجو ليفتنج ولا شو صار؟
No, I was jumping to dunk a basketball net. And my quads, because I still felt like, oh shit, I'm a kid, I can do what I did as a kid. But now I've built on so much muscle since I was a kid that your tendons and ligaments aren't used to that strain if you're not getting them used to it. So I said, okay, let me dunk because I can still jump very high.
Yeah.
And then when I jumped off the wrong foot, because I know usually at time I jump off my left, I jumped off my right, and the muscles, the doctor told me, which is a problem I always had, because I've had many surgeries and many injuries.
Yeah.
The doctors told me your muscles are too strong for the joints and ligaments of your body. So I have very explosive muscle type.
It will take a lot of time to recover كمان.
Oh, this is by far the worst injury I had. I have one rib removed from here, from my chest, that I almost died because I had a blood clot. Also as a result of being too big muscularly.
Like, can we talk numbers? مثلا قد ايه بتشيل bench press? Like how much do you...
I'm not a power lifter, and I never trained for... No, I was strong.
Talking big numbers.
Yeah, no, I was still very strong. Even though I never trained for strength, my bench was 200 kilos, my squat was 280 kilos, my deadlift is 300, but I haven't pushed them to the max. Okay. Bench, yes, I don't want to go more than 200. But the other two, I feel like if I trained a bit more, I could get higher. Because bench is very risky. And like I showed you with my shoulders, I'm very flexible. So it's harder for me. When your shoulders are narrow and you have very tight ligaments, it's easier for you to do bench. When you're super wide and you have very lax, stretchy ligaments, because the weight is going down and your shoulders are moving. So my shoulders can get very far back. So it's very hard to do that movement. Legs, I was very strong. I could do 220 kilos for about 15 reps. 15 reps, proper reps. 200. That's more impressive to me than doing 280 kilos one rep. Because that's muscle endurance, it's strength, it's your cardiovascular. My favorite day to train was like.
طب وليك انا I don't take pre-workout لانه ما بعرف لي I think انه it's ما بعرف I don't use pre-workout انه I take caffeine intake or something like that like
if you're not looking, I mean, listen,
it helps a lot يعني
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't stopped taking pre-workout since the very first day I tried it, which was a good 6 years ago. Because I saw.
It's addictive يعني?
No, it's just your workout is so much better.
طب it's addictive يعني at some point.
Oh no, I would say it's addictive. Yeah. It's addictive because you can't get that energy without it. You feel so good when you work out with a pre-workout.
It's like cocaine, bro.
It's like a legal
speaking,
cocaine is a harsh word because cocaine means that you're gonna have withdrawals and it's gonna affect you negatively. Pre-workout, the only negative is that it could be too high in caffeine for you.
Yeah, and your heart
this gives you a bit of a higher heart rate, but you're not gonna die from pre-workout. It's very relatively healthy. If you only have that pre-workout scoop in the day, no other caffeine, you haven't exceeded the caffeine levels in your body, you're good. So it's a healthy product. You know?
I know people that abuse pre-workout, like they used to be cocaine addicts, like, and they stopped those kind of drugs and stuff, and they started working out. And at this point, they're addicted to pre-workout.
I wouldn't say they're addicted to pre-workout.
6 scoops, bro.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, they've exceeded. That's crazy. It's like someone that drinks a bunch of caffeine a day, but that can happen with coffee. It can happen with cigarettes. It can happen. Caffeine is an addictive ingredient, you know, but I'm more addicted to the feel. Not that, I really need to take I love the feeling of how hard I work when I take pre-workout. And now I just got sponsored by one pre-workout company, and it's not because I'm sponsored by them. They're legit fucking good.
Listen to this.
Yeah.
I'm going to try my first ever workout with pre-workout. I'm gonna take it from you, yeah. I'm gonna take
It's quite a strong one. It's quite a strong one. It's Muscle Nation. They're a company from Australia.
I've never took pre-workout. I'm gonna try it the first time in Warar.
The nice thing about pre-workout also is there's the uncaffeinated version. So if you want one with no caffeine.
لا, are you serious?
Yeah.
شو فيه?
It's just got a bunch of compounds that give you energy. Give you a pump. They speed up the blood regulation in your body.
Can you focus and take can you work and take pre-workout? I'm just asking a
Listen,
question.
bro, the very first time I took pre-workout. No, you have too much energy. You want to move.
Oh, it's like physically.
Yeah, it's a physical thing, but your concentration is. I took a pre-workout the very first time when I was in London, and we were walking to the gym, and my cousin was like, "Bahij, you're gonna feel like you're super concentrated when you take this," and I wasn't even paying attention to him because I was so concentrated on the road. Then 5 minutes later, I was like, you know what? I was very concentrated right now. I didn't. What you said makes sense. I only realized after. Pre-workout is a miracle thing for working out. If you want to take yourself to the next level, it's still because it's legal. It's not banned. It's not. You have to check some sports federations. Maybe they ban certain things, but I mean the ones I take are. They're legal.
Who's the company that?
Muscle Nation.
Do you work with any other companies?
I work with I just got signed to Young LA.
Young LA?
Yeah, it's a big brand, a clothing line.
Do they sponsor
Young LA? Young LA. My pants and my cap.
Sponsor your boy here in Lebanon, we can start branching
They're looking
out.
for fitness influencers.
I was 170 kilos, my brothers and sisters, and right now I'm fucking jacked. So I'm reaching out to the top. My goal is not to be a fitness influencer or something like that, but I'm trying to be healthy. So yeah, definitely. Speaking about fitness, there's a topic that I got requests to talk about, and this is the following. There's a lot of people that برو جبال يعني قد الحيط الزلمه قد الباب. they are super jacked super big people and they do transgender surgery and they're trying to compete in woman category of fitness. Like I believe that you have an opinion about it, so what do you think of? I don't know if it's censored to you or something like that, but it's a topic that we should talk about. There's في كتير عالم للاشخاص اللي عم يسمعونا بالعربي، في كتير عالم عن جد، عالم شباب كتير كبار بيعملوا ترانسجندر سيرجري او شيء هيك وبيصيروا انه بنات وبدهم يفوتوا يعملوا كومبيتيشن مع البنات بالفتنس which makes no sense برأيي. This is my pure opinion with all due respect to all transgenders. I have no problem with them. They are free to do whatever they want, but it makes no sense. There's no equality. What do you think?
Well, you go argue that in the States. You see, I don't think it's a big Middle Eastern problem or an issue or a topic of discussion, but it's a more, I mean, actually it's more America and Europe, mostly America. But I mean, you look at the results and I think they speak for themselves. You know, I'm going to have to, I wouldn't say bite my tongue. I do believe that it is a bit unfair. To each their own. You do what you want to do. But if I lived as a male for 30 years and I transitioned tomorrow and I'm going to fight Joanna, you tell me, is Joanna going to stand a chance if me and her did an MMA match?
مش حنا عبالة التاني برو إذا حملها بهيج وكبر شي محل.
I mean, you know what? It's just people ask these questions for just a topic of discussion. I think just everyone use your logic.
Yeah, use your logic.
If you find a guy that's 6'6" and he transitioned tomorrow, and you put him up against another girl who's 5 foot,
يا باطل.
it's game over. You just can't argue it. I'm all for equality and stuff, but some things are undeniable. Some things like biology, your structure, your male physique, you're born with different physical attributes. You cannot change it no matter what you do. If it's after a certain level, your body has lived as a male for 30 years. Your tendons are stronger, your bones are denser, your muscles are stronger. Even if you transition, I think it's unfair from a competitive standpoint. I feel like there's women that have trained their whole lives and then just for someone could overnight come and say, you know what, I'm joining you guys. Me specifically, let's say me. I'm coming.
I'm coming.
All your hard work.
بتخيل بهيج فايت بكومبيتيشن النسوان كله. ايوه.
It's unfair.
تحمله. عن جد.
Yeah, it's unfair. It's unfair. To each their own. Do what you want. I have nothing against nobody, but we have to have some kind of, you know what maybe they should do? This is just a suggestion. Maybe they make a federation just for the trans community.
They should, I think.
You know, you guys want to compete. But then again, it's like they're going to say that no, they want to feel like women, you know? So if you're making them a separate, they're going to feel excluded. I don't know, man. It's a sticky situation. I don't think a woman has a chance, you know? So I don't know. It's like it's just a bit unfair for some of these women that had to train all their lives. It's, you know, as an athlete myself, you know, I could do, like, let's say swimming, for example.
Okay.
I used to be a swimmer, and I was a very good swimmer despite my height.
As a prof, you took.
I was going pro. I was supposed to go to 2 Olympics.
Oof.
Yeah, I did the FINA World Championships when I was 14, which is a big, like, a swimming competition. I swam against the guys from the Olympics. I was still a kid. And you know what? Swimming is one of the hardest damn sports ever. Because you can train for 3 years. If you skip about 2 weeks before your event, your final, you lose your race. Because it's a game of milliseconds. Milliseconds, you lost your race. Wow. Whereas another sport, okay, maybe you train for 3 years. Let's say boxing, for example. You train, you could still maybe stand a chance to win if you skip 2 weeks.
Exactly.
You still got it. Your cardiovascular will still be down because sports before that you still train. but you take off a certain amount of time. Swimming, you cannot afford to. You're training literally until the day of.
Swimming is really competitive because it relies a lot of like
It's a cardiovascular game. It's muscles. Also, you
it's
don't want
not
to be.
only physical, it's about like you have to change your daily routine, like no smoking.
Well,
like
that's a
there's-
minimum. You know, smoking anyway you should not be doing. If you want to live a healthy life, look after yourself, should not be smoking. But swimming, it's a lot deeper than that.
حطبنا بهيج.
We were waking up when we were training for sports. We would wake up at 4:30 a.m. You go for an hour and a half. Go to class, come back at lunch break. You've got a session, another training session from 1:30 for an hour and a half.
Wow.
Or an hour. Then you come back after classes at 5-6 p.m. One more hour session. You
It's really
back.
competitive.
Oh yeah, the level we played at was very high.
Wow.
My friends are most of them turned pros.
طب انت ما عندك فيجن خي تروح برو خلاص يعني
I could have.
انبسطت بالكونتنت كرييشن تبع
No, no, bro. I got expelled. I'll just say it then and there. I got expelled.
شو حطوا له بعين ليه خيي
I got into a fight in school. It's like because you know in that school there's like prefects and people like that. In my school everyone was huge, big guys. So there's like a system there. If you're in the grade above, you have power over the guys below you. Like literally, you boss them around, make them do whatever the fuck you want them to do. You are in charge. So I don't know. One of my teammates actually was a teammate of mine. And he must have weighed about 120 kilos. He was a prop, one of the bigger positions. Imagine schoolboy level. This guy weighed 120 kilos. His head was like this. And
yeah, هو عم بيجرب يفسرنا انه هو كان قد الجحشر فيه.
He was big. I was big, but he was a good 30 kilos heavier than me.
Okay.
I was about 85 kilos at schoolboy level, 16. I was still big. 17 I got to 90 kilos. But I was a big kid, but he was bigger. So he came and he thought he could bully me around. Long story short, he fucked with the wrong one. So
we're G's.
No, it ended up getting messy and I got expelled, and then I kind of pursued rugby still in UK, and until I was about 19, 20, then I quit altogether because I went to play with the London Scottish and Irish.
Yeah.
But I came as a guy from nowhere. They're like, who is this guy? Because I didn't have, like, you know, when you're high in sports, you get referred to by people, you're in connections, you've got managers, you've got this. I was a very high level talent, but I had nothing. So I rocked up to this club. They're like, okay, if you want to play, come, you start on the third team.
Exactly.
I went in, I smashed everyone, really. And I was like, okay, you moved me up to the second team. But then they would not move me to the first team because I was scoring tries for the second team. And then it's like a business. It's like, okay, because they're two separate entities, basically.
Do you think that everything related to fitness is somehow like competing level? It is purely business. Like, they do not give credits for really unique individuals. Like, if you see the people that are the same physical way, like the same physical standards that you have, that cannot have the same control of their bodies. Like, انت شخص you're really big وفي كتير عالم بحجمك ما بيقدروا يعملوا literally this. انت عندك افانتاج معين, advantage, you have advantage.
Hey, look at
هيدا اللي بيجنني, انه ليه ما بدهم ياخذوا in consideration انه هيدا الزلمه اوكي زلمه كتير كبير بالحجم وقادر يعمل هالفلكسبيليتي اللي كتير عاليه, ما بيعطوك credits. It's like they burn you out just for business shit, and this is a thing that it's really fucked up, bro.
هلا لك حسب
حكينا بالعربي شوي. خلينا هلا نخلصها هال 10 minutes نخلصها بالعربي. جرب احكي بالعربي. قال وطي المايك. اوكي.
انا عربي مش very best بس رح اجرب.
ما بيأثر, جرب قد ما فيك احكي بالعربي. خلينا نشوف يعني شو الوضع.
زبالة. بس هلا ما فهمت السؤال exactly بس let me just elaborate.
يعني انت اذا بدك تفوت كومبيتيشن انا بعتقد 0% يكون في اي انسان عنده ذات القصص اللي انت بتقدر تعملها.
ما هي that's why competition هي it's a competition. مين أحسن؟
بس انت ما راح يجي ربحوك يمكن لانه انت
لا لك
برأيي انه اوتوماتيكلي لازم
let me
انت
say it in
تكون
English. Why I loved sports is because there was no outside influence on the result. At the end of the day, because if I had to work on opinions, I was always getting shat on by everyone. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. You're not good enough. You're not this. Why I loved sports is because, okay, we're going to have a race. If you might doubt me, but once I finish that race and I've put that time up and I'm number one, doubt that. You cannot. I've solidified it. But when it's something hypothetical, you can say, yeah, I don't think you're that good. But the beauty about sports, it's like a numbers game. I put up the fastest time. Shut the fuck up. You cannot do anything. You hate me. As much as you hate me, my time is the fastest.
wow.
You know, so when it comes to racing, swimming, running, it's also very fast in running. You know, it's for me, sports was my way to shut up everyone that doubted me. Bodybuilding is not so much that niche because it's a subjective sport. Everyone's lined up on a bodybuilding stage. It's up to the judges. I like this body type
Exactly.
more than that one.
Exactly.
But a race is a race. There's number one, there's number two, there's number
it's
three.
the journey.
Yeah, no, it's like you cannot argue
Wow.
numbers. So yeah, that's why I preferred sports to bodybuilding.
My brother Bahij, I believe this was our podcast. I'm really drunk. Thank you, host of music. Honestly, I cannot handle it anymore. I'm going to go as a KO. لك بعد عم بحكي بالانجليزي. ما بعرف كمان اللي عم بطلع فيك. بعتقد قررت سكرة guys.
Hey yo, big man. Thanks
My
for having me on the show.
brother, your first podcast. I'm really glad, honestly. You had your tea, I had my alcohol. I drink the whole bottle. Thank you so much, guys, for having.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. My man's intoxicated, you know what I mean? So, peace out, tune in, subscribe, and all that bullshit, yeah? See you on the next
You
one.
know what up? See you on the next one, my brother.
Booyakasha.
See you.